Hello, Carrot Gang. Welcome back to the Rivers Eats Carrots YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be listing my top 5 favorite movies of 2025. I see a lot of people make lists too early, and I am rebelling against it. That is my excuse for this being kind of late. Without further ado, man, we're starting with number 5. All right, at number 5, we got The Ballad of Wallace Island. This one kind of snuck up on me, and I'm sure none of you, I figured I'd put at least one niche pick in the list. I'm sure none of you have probably heard of this. I'm pretty sure it's been in production for a few years and only just got released in 2025. It almost seems like I didn't even watch it in 2025. I must have just watched it earlier, but I was going down my little list, and that ended up being one of my favorites that I've just thought back on and considered in the list. Keep in mind there have been a lot of great movies this year, so the fact that it's cracked the top 5 is pretty lucky. So all of these movies I would recommend, obviously viewer discretion to some of the rougher picks. But yeah, Ballad of Wallace Island, beautiful movie, recommended to be by Slade Goodwin. It is a film where this obsessed fan tries to reunite an old band without them knowing. It's a pretty cute, serious, and musician type film that I recommend to anybody. It kind of covers all odds. It's pretty funny, it's pretty heartwarming, it's pretty gut-wrenching, and it's pretty cute. What's not there to like? All right, next movie. At number 4, I'm picking Wake Up Dead Man. This is a more recent movie I've watched. It's the 3rd installment of the Knives Out series. I don't know if any of you watched this. It's this modern detective noir movie with Daniel Craig starring as the detective, and I believe that this 3rd installment is probably my favorite. It has some of the most uniquely visually appealing colors and shots. There are times where it feels like this one shot they took about 15 hours on the color grading and the lighting, and it's beautiful. Everything comes together really well. You think it's going to end up falling on its face. There are times when you're like, oh, that's not good, and then it'll end up fixing it. The acting's amazing. I love Daniel Craig. I love this new guy that I forgot the name of. And that's about all I have to say about the movie. I would recommend it. If I said anything more, it'd kind of spoil it. It's a detective movie, so just give it a go. All right. It's getting serious. We're in the top 3. Number 3 is a movie called Eddington, directed by Ari Aster, starring Pedro Pascal and Joaquin Phoenix. This was an earlier watch of 2025, and I ended up seeing a countless amount of movies after it, be it either completely ripping it off or just kind of biting its style a little bit. And I think that movies are going to continue in that direction. I think this movie is extremely influential. I think it's a little bit better than everyone seems to think that it is. It's a great movie. You're basically just brought back 5 years from now into the old 2020 COVID era, and it just gives you some hindsight on how silly we all looked without making you feel alone. It's interesting, and I think I watched it differently than a lot of people did. So if you see it, you won't take it the same way as I did, or probably anyone else. It's a very unique film, and it gets its rhetoric and narrative in a more of a outside perspective way rather than kind of forcing it in on you. It's cool. Good movie. Eddington, number 3. All right, number 2. Here's my number 2 pick for 2025. Begonia. Begonia? You might say Begonia? I say yes. Begonia is one of those movies that you won't see anything like, especially not in this year, 2025. It's a beautiful sci-fi, thriller, comedy, anything you could really ask for, and it'll leave you. You'll have to keep yourself from soiling your pants. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. The score is so haunting and so loud and so beautiful. It'll be just freaking just slamming down on you on the most insignificant scenes. Sometimes it'll just be a peaceful ride, a bike ride through the park, and it's just like boom, boom. You're like, what is going on? But then the end happens, and you're like, oh, it all makes sense. Begonia, I'd recommend everybody. Beautiful film, super creative, super unique. Go watch Begonia. All right, everybody, it's time for my number one pick. Let me tell you what it is. Let me tell you what it is. This movie was super critically acclaimed. Everybody loved it. Everyone's calling it the best movie of all time. And that movie is One Battle. Just kidding! Marty Supreme! That is my number one pick of 2025. Go watch Marty Supreme. Marty Supreme sweep. We love ping pong. We love getting rich. We love living on a dream. We love being a complete jerk to everyone who cares about us. This is the movie of 2025. Marty Supreme, my number one pick. If you haven't gone to see it, go see it. It's not what you think if you're just some outsider. I've heard a lot of people dismiss it as a ping pong movie, but it's a lot more than that. It's a beautiful film. I ended up watching it one night, and then I loved it so much that the next morning I went to see it in the theaters again. I'm talking less than a 24-hour span of me going to the trip to the theater, watching it, paying for a ticket, and bringing in some food with me too. This movie is slick. It is sick. It's got the best soundtrack of any movie probably ever. I'm just going to say that. Just the original score is super awesome, compelling. It's got some fantastic acting, a passionate performance from everyone involved. You can tell they each care about the movie, each character, and what the movie is really about. It's great. Tyler, the Creator, this freaking guy, it's his acting debut. It's wonderful. Marty Supreme, number one. And that's it for my list today. That's my top 5 movies of 2025. Let me know if you disagreed or if you agreed, and I will make my case in the comments. I don't want to hear, you already know. There's one movie I'm sure a lot of you film heads think I'm missing. Wasn't my thing. But, everybody, have a great day. I'll see y'all tomorrow. This is River Eats Carrots. Signing out.